Alright guys, I'll give you guys an update on my dragon fruit plants and where we're at. Today is August 29th, I think it is. I think it's August 29th. So, start here. This will bloom tonight. So remember, dragon fruit plants are night bloomers. This one is my, let's see what variety this one is. I wrote down yellow right there, but I did put a different variety over here. So this is, I'm forgetting these things already. I abbreviated with the NM. I'll have to double check what that is. But depending on where this is growing from. It looks like it is a yellow. So this is actually a yellow dragon fruit flower. Self-pollinating, but I'll likely cross-pollinate it myself either tonight or tomorrow morning. So here's another one. No flowers yet, but I'm gonna show you guys some flower buds. So this is oh, I remember. NM, Natural Mystic. Natural Mystic is the variety. So here's the flower buds. You can see how different it looks from this maturing flower here. Hasn't bloomed yet, obviously, but you can see the bracts not the same color as this guy. Just different variety. No flowers here. This is a mixture of no ID, that one. So no ID just means I don't know what variety it is. Just picked it up, just purchased it from like a Home Depot or Lowe's or from, you know, some nursery, but they don't have a true identification of it. So we call it no ID, or call it Noid. This one right here is what we call Uncle Tim's. That's just something I dubbed because I picked it up from Uncle Tim's house, a cutting. This one is a yellow dragon fruit. No. This one is not yellow. This is Connie Mayer. So Connie Mayer is a white. So inside the flesh is white. On the outside it's green. So you can see here I wrapped it up with this mesh, protect it from insects and you know, just birds, rodents, whatever that could bite into it, chew into it. So it's not the only thing that would. I mean, obviously any kind of animal could get to it, but it helps deter. This is the Connie Mayer successful pollinated fruit. It's not quite ready yet, but right now it's still green. I'll know that it's ready when it starts to turn pinkish yellow, and if you wiggle it, it's a lot looser on the branch. But these are really delicious. This is like my third season having fruit on this particular Connie Mayer plant, and I would say the flavor is described as, so the flavor profile is described as tasting like coconut / lychee. I can attest to that. It does taste something like that. It's actually really sweet. Sweet, it's got a little bit of tart, and it does remind me of coconut and lychee. This one's Uncle Tim's variety. Already cross-pollinated it. Actually, I did that yesterday evening. It didn't even fully bloom, but I was trying to get a head start on it, so I started cutting some of the petals, just because I wasn't going to wait till nighttime when it bloomed, and I just got a head start on it and cross-pollinated as soon as possible, so that way I don't have to do it at night or wake up in the morning. Here's some more plants. You can see there's flower maturing into bloom status. This one looks like a successful cross-pollinated fruit. Show you guys some more. Just more varieties. This is, I think it's Haley's Comet, which is top 3 favorite of mine. It's got a purple pink flesh. It'll turn red on the outside, but inside's got a really bright hot pink magenta colored flesh. Really tasty. Probably one of the best tasting ones in my opinion. I don't care too much for the yellow dragon fruit. Yellow dragon fruit typically are just sweet in flavor profile, but they don't really have the tartness that I'm looking for. This one is Uncle Tim's. These are all Uncle Tim's. These are all gonna bloom tonight. So I'm gonna be back out here, actually this evening, and start cross-pollinating it. I think this guy's a goner. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I mean, these plants, it's all about sustainability. It's all about bearing enough flower and fruit to ensure the survival of the flower to bloom successfully. But if the plant knows that the bud or the branch isn't getting enough nutrients and it's got a bud growing on it, it's just going to abort. And that could happen at any point during the budding process, the flowering process, or even when it turns into a fruit. Sometimes it just, you're waiting 20-30 days for it to continue to grow, but it starts to either die off or just start to look unhealthy, and it will actually abort itself. So here's a good look at it. Let me go around. Check this out. This is successful cross-pollination right here. So this plant by itself, I mean, majority of my varieties, if you just let the flower bloom and you rely on the insects, the moths, birds, whatever night creatures are out there to cross-pollinate it, to take pollen from another dragon fruit plant that happens to be blooming also, and just the chances of that happening is much slimmer, just because, I mean, even though it looks like I got a lot of plants, I didn't have a lot of flowers blooming simultaneously from different varieties. And when I say self-sterile plants, I'm saying that these plants cannot produce fruit on its own. It cannot use its own pollen to self-pollinate and create a fruit. Now, I do have some varieties that are self-pollinating. In that case, the idea is it could potentially produce fruit if an insect has taken pollen from any of its flowers from that same variety and has taken that pollen and land on the stigma of the flower, and that could be a successful pollination, which would in turn turn the flower into a fruit. But this majority of my plants, like I said, I collect the pollen, I save it in the freezer. When I'm ready to pollinate these flowers, when they're flowers and they're blooming, I'm looking at different varieties of pollen, and I come in and then I get my paintbrush and I start dabbing the stigma of the flowers. And even then, we're not, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be successful, but you're just trying to increase the chances of it to take the pollen in and actually bear fruit. So, but these are successful. You can see that. This is another flower maturing. Another successful one. This one is a Lisa variety. Some either ants or, yeah, these are ants. I got to spray some neem oil on these guys pretty soon. Check it out. So this one, look, 3. I think these are successful because I'm shaking them a little bit and they're not loose. Usually if they're loose, you can tell that they're not going to be surviving. They're not even successful pollinated fruit. They're just flowers that just was not pollinated. And so, but these look like they're pretty stiff. And I did take off there was a point when you could actually screw the flower petals, the dead petals off, which is right here. But so far, pretty good here. I mean, I'll do another update video so you can see what it looks like when it starts to, look like a red, mature fruit. This is kind of like my holding area where I have to build more trellis, and then I'll transplant them to the trellis pot. But anyways, this guy does not look like it's going to have survivable flowers, so I'm just going to take it off because it's going to waste a lot of the nutrients, and like we know it's not going to survive. So there's no use having the plant continue to provide resource for it. There's another one. This guy's in the direct heat. These plants don't really like too much extreme heat, but this is really the only place I can put it without, I mean, the only space that I have for this guy. But it's good enough, I would say. It's doing okay, direct heat here. But every one of these guys here have a better shade location. So location of where you put the plants, super important. Too much extreme heat, and that could actually kill your plant. This is a Vietnamese white, so very common variety. I think this is a good starter plant for anybody who wants to get into dragon fruit growing. What's nice about the Vietnamese white is the pollen that you collect from it is almost universal. You could pretty much cross-pollinate with any other variety and you'll have pretty good results. Not all pollen from different varieties work on, different dragon fruit varieties. So it's always good to have a variety that has a pollen that is very universal. You could apply it to many different varieties. Sugar. This is my sugar dragon fruit plant. Self-pollinating. Their fruits are much smaller than the other varieties. I still cross-pollinate it just to see if I can get bigger. Sometimes when you cross-pollinate, the fruit gets bigger. But you can see they're not that big. They're really tiny. See my hands here. I've already harvested 2 sugar dragon fruits. These are other varieties. You can see the flowers are coming out. They're maturing. These will not bloom yet. These will probably take another 1 or 2 days. But it's going to be a lot of work. This guy's going to bloom tonight. That's it. Oh, here's more. It's a lot of flowers. Getting crazy right now.